Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to the Newport Centre in Wales. We have got a stacked card for you here tonight, as always. Please welcome, as the first two fighters make their way into the cage. It is, first up, Lawrence Tornado Tracey.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Newport Centre. We thank you for joining us on this, our preliminary stream of the Cage Warriors 87 undercard. My name's Brad Wharton, joined by Josh Palmer as always at cage side. And Josh, we got a fantastic card, both prelims and main card coming up tonight, and we kick things off with Lawrence Tracey and Josh Ellis.
Yeah, Lawrence Tracey representing Trojan Free Fighters. Bit of a mixed bag for him throughout both his amateur and professional career, bringing a record of 1-1 into tonight. And tonight is his pro debut for Cage Warriors, I believe. He fought as an amateur back at Cage Warriors 72, September of 2014. So finally making the step up to pro, getting some bouts in there. Tonight, I believe, also his debut in lightweight.
Absolutely, has competed as a welterweight before. I have to say, he looks very solid at lightweight, 55 pounds, obviously the way to go, and a very experienced corner team as well. We see the likes of former Cage Warriors champion Paul Sutherland in his corner, Mario Saeed, who's also competed here for Cage Warriors in Wales. Yeah,
and there's going to have to be, it's going to be interesting to see, should I say, what some changes he's brought into his camp of Finn, because, you know, his last fight, second round TKO loss back in February, so, you know, looking to bounce back from that here tonight.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent as he makes his walk into the cage tonight. It is Josh Ellis.
And you hear the crowd here at the Newport Centre come alive for Josh Ellis, and with good reason, representing the Matt Academy, always very well supported here on Cage Warriors, Josh.
Yeah, and of course, you know, one of their main proponents, Lewis Long, is going to be throwing down in our main event of the main card later on this evening. But Josh Ellis bringing a very impressive amateur record of 8-0 into his pro career, 1-0 as a pro. Now picked up a second round choke win back at the the Cage Warriors Welsh Academy show we did back in March of this year. So all in all, he's bringing in a 9-fight undefeated streak. Really the highlight for him though, Brad, that IAAF World Championship belt.
Absolutely, competed at a very high level and extensively as an amateur, and as you say, Josh, captured the IMAFs in 2015. Perfect so far as a professional, looking to extend that professional record to 2-0 here tonight. Going to have a very stern test in front of him though.
Yeah, he certainly does, but you know what, he's got something that a lot of fighters don't have, and that's that issue of the World Championships, 3 fights in 3 days. So just tremendous grit to get through that competition.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is 3 rounds in the Cage Warriors lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist. He holds a professional record of 1 win, 1 loss, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall. He weighed in at 153 pounds. Fighting out of Cheltenham, England, Lawrence Tornado Tracey. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He is unbeaten in MMA with 1 win, no losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighed in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Bridgend in Wales, Josh Ellis. And when the action begins, the referee in charge, Simon Small.
3 5-minute rounds if they need them in the Cage Warriors lightweight division. Josh Tracey in the black, Josh Ellis in the black also. Nice head kick there to start things off.
Using the opportunity of that kick to close the distance. Good pressure here up against the cage. I like the head position he's using to really exert himself forward here.
Well, we know all those guys coming out of the Matt Academy are going to have good control games. We've spoken about the likes of Lewis Long earlier today, Josh, and one thing you said about him was that he's a pressure fighter, but he's very aggressive with everything he does. That's exactly what we're seeing here from Ellis.
Yeah, Josh Ellis with a really nice attempt to scramble to the back there. But I've got to say, the defensive work from Tracey was excellent. He looked to put the mat between himself and his opponent very quickly. He's done a good job of bailing out to this kind of quarter guard entanglement with the legs here. Anxious moments for him, though. It was really just a slip off that kick rather than a strike from his opponent.
Let's see what Josh Ellis can do with this position now. He's going to look to try and pass the guard.
Look at the shoulder pressure with that top arm, really pinning his opponent, moving to the front headlock series, and a little bit slippery there.
Great work from Tracey to get back to his feet. Ellis relentless against the cage, though.
Yeah, what a lovely combination for that ankle pick. Really forced his opponent to plant the weight on that foot. Now he's going to look to control the hips. And it's really down to Tracey to post that hand and walk back up. And he's got to alternate between short shots and posting back up.
Nice short elbows there from Ellis, catching his man on the way up, looking for a double leg here. Links the hands. Great sprawl.
I mean, you know it's good when we both that impressed by it. Really got his hips to the mat fast. Oh, ooh, hopping Uchimata. Still in on it, though.
Great counter grappling here from Lawrence Tracey.
Yeah, now this could be an excellent position for him. Body lock from the back. He's got options to knee, to move around, but good work from Ellis to put his back on the cage. It's a bit of a wasted position possibly for Tracey there. It's a real shame.
Ellis again looking to fish out a takedown off the cage.
Yeah, we've already seen his wrestling series from here is a really good combination, and there he goes. High ankle leg.
That takedown a favourite of Lulong.
And Tracey again doing a good job of accepting that, you know, he's better to take a guard position than give up his back and put himself in more danger. So good awareness from Tracey.
Looking to fish out the neck again there was Ellis, but again Tracey able to use that position to scramble back to his feet, puts his back on the cage.
It's the second time here that front headlock series has left a little bit too much space, allowed his opponent to get back up. But again with the ankle pick, see how he controls the non-standing leg as well.
It looked like Tracey may have been briefly stunned there. He seemed to clatter his head off the mat. It looked to me like he was just shaking off the cobwebs a little bit.
He has got to turn hard to his right here. He's got to scrape his opponent off the cage. That single hook for Ellis could be very dangerous. This wrist grip is doing a good job of keeping distance, but he's allowed the single again, running the pipe. And I think perhaps a bit of tiredness for Ellis now in this persistence.
It's certainly been non-stop.
He can't sit here, he's got to change the angle. You see him driving to the cage, but it's definitely a little bit of luster taken away from the takedown attempts now.
Certainly going to take a physical toll and perhaps a mental one as well, when everything you do is countered and reversed.
Yeah, there is nothing more soul-destroying and tiring than having a takedown stuffed over and over again.
Interesting to see if Lawrence Tracey can be patient here and pull something out.
See, again, there's just things he's doing slightly differently. That right underhook, not as high. That head position, not as strong under the chin. You know, there's little things that are going to open this space up for Tracey to maybe counter.
Look to knee from the clinch there. Did Lawrence Tracey.
If I was Tracey, I'd start throwing some hands here. He's got a good opportunity. There's clearly some tiredness from Josh Ellis.
Looking for the body there. Nice combination of shots. Appears to have stunned Josh Ellis.
Yeah, that left is landing, though.
Oh, nice counter, right hand again. Ellis having to move that head around.
Yeah, he can't be lazy with the kicks. He can't leave it out there with no guard. Big uppercut. Well,
Ellis firing back now.
This is going to come down to who can recover in the corner quicker, because the fatigue for these guys is really starting to hit. Pulls a Ashigarami. Ooh, that was an interesting final five.
Excellent last-ditch attempt there from Josh Ellis to attack the leg. And Josh, I think you said it perfectly. This is very much going to come down to recovery here in this 1 minute break.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of the replays from that first round. And there's the slip, and you see the scramble, how Tracey immediately accepts the position, puts his back on the ground. This was such a good takedown series, but the sprawl from Tracey, very strong.
Beautiful trip there from Josh Ellis. And again, immediately looking to take the back.
Well, that's what I like so much about those early takedowns, was he controlled his opponent when they hit the ground. As it got a bit later on, you can see the fatigue here. He's not responding, just covering up. you know, it's starting to get a little bit slow and lethargic with some of his strikes towards the end.
Now you see the corner of Lawrence Tracey there, really trying to rile their man up as we head into this second of 3 5-minute rounds. And perhaps Tracey's corner believing that an early flurry here might get the job done.
Yeah, I would have done everything possible in my power to make him believe that he's the fresher fighter going out here. And to be fair, at this stage, he probably is.
Ellis firing at that lead hand as a distraction there, didn't work.
There's no head movement, there's just the covering up of the guard. Letting himself get backed up. If you throw strikes, he's going to cover, and those strikes are going to cause some form of concussive damage, one way or the other.
You can see the damage visible on Ellis's face already. Nice body shot there from Tracey.
Yeah, I think Tracey needs to keep doing what he's doing, keep peppering around. Don't get too flamboyant, but just keep a good rhythm of shots coming.
Really snapped his man's head back with that straight right. Goes to the body and the head. Upstairs, downstairs, any way you like it. Josh Tracey landing those punches.
Yeah, Ellis is trying to slow the pace down here. You can see in his defense, it's just covering up and standing there, and it's really good awareness from Lawrence Tracey to go to the body and start taking that alternative target zone.
Ellis having to slow things down here, Josh.
Yeah, he's just forcing his opponent to carry the weight a little bit, but he's bent over a little bit too much of the waist for my liking. He's going to look to trip and reap the leg. I mean, Tracey, I think, could reverse this position with that whizzer.
Again, looking for the trip there was Ellis, but Lawrence Tracey able to stay upright.
I mean, let's not kid ourselves. There's going to be a certain amount of Lawrence Tracey wanting a bit of a break here as well, you know, because clearly he's suffering a little bit, but the momentum firmly swinging in this one.
Just needs to find his range here. Oh, big uppercut. Takes a left-hand counter, though.
Yeah, a couple of left hooks finding the way forward. Got to keep that backhand up when the front hand fires.
Oh, nice leg kick there. Snaps his man's head back with a jab again. Oh, big body shots from Lawrence Tracey. Just walking his man onto the cage. Big knee in the clinch.
Yeah, Ellis has got to get some form of head movement into his defense here. He's becoming a little bit too predictable. And again, he's going to take a few deep breaths. He's got his hands connected. I mean, you know, low around the hips, got control. Certainly could force the takedown here.
Tracey doing his best to fight it, but isn't successful. Oh, he gives his back, Josh.
Oh, yes, he has. Oh, and he's got the arm trapped. Josh Ellis with the very dominant position here. Crucifix possibly, and just a... Okay, he's looking for triangle entry here. Crooked guard for him now. He needs to try and get that foot behind the knee, possibly cross the arm over the hip. See how he's trying to get that left hand to the shin to really lock this up. He needs that right shin horizontally across the back of the neck to do the most cutting action. This is a very attacking guard position. Do not be fooled here. There are a lot of options for him. The question is, has he got the mindset to pull this off? There he goes, trying to cut that angle, and he's almost got it locked, but on the calf, it's just not going to create the same amount of leverage, and just too loose.
Lawrence Tracey popping out and beckoning Josh Ellis to get back to his feet. That's clearly where he's having his most success. As you say, Josh, a very dangerous guard on Josh Ellis. Tracey not wanting any part of it at this juncture.
I mean, it was interesting, the end of that last round, Josh Ellis pulling that Ashigarami up against the cage. You know, I mean, maybe on the ground in that kind of position is where he'll have some success, but right now in the striking exchanges, Lawrence Tracey is getting the better of him. Easy turn and step out, stuffing the head. If Tracey can push that head down lower. Oh, looking for the switch. It's going to be hard with the head on the inside, though.
And again, just able to shake his man off.
Oh, you see Ellis is starting to turn his head down. That's not a good sign for the referee. You want to stay in this one.
Still pressing forward, though, is the man from Matt Academy. Definitely not out of the fight.
No, but, you know, we're going to have to start weighing, you know, this kind of persistence up against the cage versus the strikes. You've got to say the strikes easily the dominant factor in this round. An excellent second round for Lawrence Tracey after being somewhat on the back foot early. I love the connection on the hands. He's on the hips. He's got to complete this takedown.
10 seconds left, though. It really isn't going to count for a whole lot of anything. You know, the judging criteria recently reworded to reward impactful strikes and actual submission attempt rather than positional grappling. So it really is going to be difficult for Josh Ellis to take something, especially from that round on the scorecard. You have to believe, Josh, he's going to be playing catch-up in this third round.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's easily one round apiece here at this point. And, you know, the fatigue, you've got to figure, as we look at the replays here, is really going to hurt Josh Ellis now.
Looking to trip his man there was Ellis, but Lawrence Tracey, it really has been the story of this fight, able to negate the grappling attack.
Yeah, I mean, it took Josh Ellis a long time in this round, and he had to suffer a lot of damage to earn this ground position. This was after the reversal. This had all the potential in the world to end that fight there and then, and just not able to complete it. We're going to see him just about finish this takedown here, but, you know, as you mentioned, Brad, really not going to count for a whole lot against that type of damage.
Third and final round about to get underway here at the Newport Centre. Lawrence Tracey, Josh Ellis. There's certainly been no lack of action so far in our first of 4 preliminary bouts. Oh, and a great start from Tracey already, starting the third, much the same way he did the second.
That's it, look how easily he slipped out of that wide left hook from Josh Ellis. I think the second round is a perfect game plan for Lawrence Tracey. He's got to avoid the ground early, put enough damage on Ellis, and that's going to keep Ellis tired enough where even if he completes a takedown, he's not going to be able to do a whole lot with it.
And you know, we've seen many times before in mixed martial arts, Josh, situations like these when a tired fighter just gets into that pattern of throwing sloppy takedowns just on the off chance. It never usually ends well for them.
I mean, if Tracey decides to start timing an uppercut on the way in, we've already seen him throw it from standing a couple of times. That could really be a fight ender, but that's a good straight right.
Been the straight punches more than anything else.
Yeah, and Ellis
is Tracey that have done the damage here, Josh.
I mean, Ellis isn't hiding this fatigue from Tracey in any way, shape or form. He's making it very apparent that he's really tired here. And Tracey, I think, just needs to turn up the volume. You know, without tiring himself, it's easier said than done, but you know, he's just got to keep the volume of strikes coming. You know, they don't have to be big power shots. They just have to be shots. They're going to force the guard from Ellis every time at this point.
And visually, not that always counts so much, but visually, the story of this fight is etched on the faces of the two competitors. Tracey looking calm and relaxed. Suffers a takedown, though. Looking to get back to his feet. He's given his back here, Josh.
Yeah, no hooks, though. He's got to keep that. Well, I like how tight he kept that over-under. We've already seen he can fall straight into a triangle. He did it once in the second round. I think his left leg's going to be a little restricted here. There's a really good flurry from Ellis, though. The left hook, successful for him again. Really put it together well with the takedown. He's got to get this guard active.
Let's make no mistake about it. Josh Ellis never really been out of this fight. He's always looked like he could threaten.
Now again, some of the signs of the fatigue in here. So he's flat on his back, both shoulder blades down. Really in this position, needs to be looking to get on his left hip. Use that right arm to pummel for an underhook. Try and start being offensive from here to initiate the reversal or the sweep. But you see, giving up that head control, the right arm of Tracey, going to keep him firmly planted. There you go, a little bit of hip movement now, getting on the side. Always got to be careful of the arm triangle. You saw Tracey looking for it briefly.
It's going to be interesting to see how Lawrence Tracey approaches this now. Does he coast this one out? Does he go for broke? Certainly Josh Ellis will need to.
I think Tracey can burn up a lot of the clock time on top in half guard here. He doesn't have to be particularly active in opening up and trying to pass. He can stay very heavy, stay very low, play a smothering game. And if he lands one of these shots every now and then, you know, he's going to see this round out pretty significantly.
Oh, big elbows coming down from Lawrence Tracey. You've got to credit the heart of Josh Ellis here. still fighting, still trying to find a way out.
I mean, Josh Ellis, you know, we mentioned in the walkouts, including his amateur days, he's on a 9-fight undefeated win streak. And he's really on the back foot in these closing rounds. And I've got to say, at this stage, if he doesn't find a finish off his back here, he's probably going to pick up his first loss.
As we discussed during the walkouts, Josh, you know, he's not been fighting just anybody amateur. He's fought at the highest amateur level there is.
He won the IAAF World Championships. You know, it's not a small feat by any means. But I love how heavy Tracey is staying at this point. He's really shutting down any kind of offense from Ellis.
Tracey, 29 years old, so a little bit older, a little more mature, and it certainly has been a mature performance, especially in this third round, Josh.
He's been very diligent, you know, he hasn't got carried away, he countered the takedown, and, you know, rather than bring him back to the feet, he's showing a good, heavy top game here.
Tracey coming into this one with a single win and a single defeat on his record, so looking to tip the scales in a positive fashion with a win here. And you have to believe that unless Josh Ellis can pull off a miracle, that's exactly what will happen.
Yeah, he was looking to climb that leg high, possibly an omoplata. He was being very loose with his left leg. He's back to full closed guard now, but, you know, I think we're going to see this one out. Just too exhausted to really put any kind of ground offense you know, into play here.
Still trying to move the hips. Tracey looking for a big finish, trying to power his way past the guard and smash Josh Ellis with a series of huge punches. What an exclamation point put on a fantastic contest between these two novice professionals, Josh.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was a fantastic performance from Lawrence Tracey. No doubt in my mind he's going to walk away with the judges' decision here.
We'll await our judges' scorecards. For my money, it's going to go in the way of Lawrence Tracey. I'd be surprised if it didn't. But certainly a lot to take away and a lot to learn here from Josh Ellis as he picks up his first defeat. And Josh, talk us through some of those lessons here.
I mean, here was the good peppering of shots, setting them up with the lead hand, setting it up with the inside cut kick. Good discipline to keep the combinations going at that stage. He did suffer the one takedown. There was a really good left hook from Josh Ellis that led to the takedown. Here we go, left hook straight into the takedown. Scored well, but just not able to maintain the top position, got reversed and really just controlled from this half guard and this heavy closed guard game. Really the fatigue, the problem for Josh Ellis here.
Well, as you say, Josh, a very fatigued looking Josh Ellis there. Lawrence Tracey already celebrating what he believes is a foregone conclusion in the cage. We'll throw it to Andy Friedlander to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges scored this contest 29-28 in favour of the winner by unanimous decision, Lawrence Tornado Tracey.
The action is underway here in Newport, Wales for Cage Warriors 87. I'm Lane Ranelagh and I'm joined by our commentary team, Josh Palmer and Brad Wharton. We've got an incredible main card here later on.